Yo, welcome! Here is a list of all of the noteworthy free games this week for your beautiful face to enjoy. By the way, I try and shield you from any BS Chinese mining garbage like this bad boy, which I, through the help of Google, learned is pronounced
地国风烟
whatever the hell that means. And what better way to start this video by going with the Rocket League from Temu. You kinda got out of your Rocket League car and said screw it, I just wanna use my legs instead. And you also stopped by the shop and glued a fluorescent vibration machination to your arm, if you understand what I'm saying. Neotag League is fairly juicy in its movement, but with some room for improvement. And I think that the multiplayer part of this bad boy needs a significant amount of tender loving care. That said, the game actually comes from a decent starting point, and it's off to a good start with positive reviews on Steam, and for a game in this genre, that's pretty impressive. Next, and I guess the heavy hitter of the week, Smite 2 goes free to play. If I'm not mistaken, I think originally Smite 2 had a price tag of around 25 euros. But I guess the developer was like, let's flood the game with the Vitamin D Division gamers and give it out for free. And if you didn't know, Smite 2 is the infamous MOBA, which is in reality the MOBA for players who don't like MOBAs. And in one of my first gaming experiences with this bad boy, I was playing as a fat alcoholic and I beat up a girl with the wolf serpent hyper tentacles thingamajiggies. Of course after burping her in the face, which made her intoxicated. A complete 10 out of 10 sounds like an accurate night out in my neighborhood, to be honest. I think that it's fair to say that the differences between Smite 1 and Smite 2 will be an upgraded game engine, some juicy graphical tweaks, and some fundamental gameplay changes, all things that the 11-year-old Smite 1 really needed. I'll leave a link in the description to take you straight to the game. That's the high quality type of service that I like to provide. And remember, if you want to stay up to date on free games, then do us both a favor and subscribe. Like the video if you want to be extra nice. I really appreciate it. Next, I want to take your eyeballs and zoom in on Machine Arena, which is a fast-paced hero shooter where players engage in intense 4 vs 4 PvP battles, or take on solo challenges in PvE if they prefer to stay away from human contact. Here, you get to experience a combat mayhem system from a top-down perspective, with relatively precise and smooth gameplay. And as of now, you can choose between 9 different heroes. Each hero comes with specialization abilities and weapons that are specific to them, offering distinct playstyles that for sure will match the way you like to play. Next, we need to have a serious discussion about this bad boy. Now it's only a demo, so jump forward if you're not interested, but for the rest of you, look at this beautiful babe. The juiciness of this game is off the charts. What you're looking at is the first Berserker Khazan, which has a demo out covering the first 2 missions in the full game, expected to be released at the end of March. In short, cause I like to stick to the point, Khazan is a well-polished Souls-like, borrowing heavily from Sekiro, but adding its own unique twist to the combat. It took me a while to adjust my pretty old boomer fingers, but once I did, I was actually starting to have a lot of fun. The art style is fantastic, the movement is smooth, the combat is juicy, and the story is pretty engaging. So that kinda serves as a win-win-win-win type of thing, especially for our JRPG Souls-like action-adventure homies. Try it out, see if it's something you like. You can also take your progress from the demo and move it over to the full game when it gets released if it tickles your nutsack in just the right way. Next, I want to take a quick jump to the Epic Store where 2 freebies are claimable this week. Currently, you can still get your fingers on Escape Academy, which we mentioned last week. Here, you train to become the ultimate escapist, solve puzzles, hack servers, meet the faculty, brew some tea, yada yada yada, and so on and so forth. You can enjoy this puzzle room escape juicy goodness in single player or co-op with a friend if you're lucky enough to have any of those. It's free to claim until the 23rd of January, where it will be replaced by painting galore and behind the frame the finest scenery. I'm also willing to bet my left kiwi that not a single person watching this video would have paid for this game in 17 lifetimes over each other in carnation mode. It's a guide your brush strokes and solve a variety of puzzles to help out your homegirl in an aspiring artist to complete her masterpiece, something like that. It pulls on all of your emotional strings. Now, lucky enough, I don't have any of those because I'm an asshole. If you want to discover if you have any emotional strings, then it's free to claim on the Epic Epic Store starting January 23rd, and it will be available until the 30th of January, so a complete week. I want to do a quick mention to Mini Thief, which has to be claimed before the 24th of January. It's an oldish indie game released back in 2018 where you play as a master thief and steal as much as you possibly can. Here you get to burgle houses in order to obtain some sweet loot, but you have to be careful not to get caught. It's not a AAA juicy title, but it's fun nonetheless for a chill. Just remember it's fairly time limited, so be quick if you want to claim it. Link as always is in the description. If I'm not mistaken, Spectre Divide has actually gotten a bit of love lately, which is well deserved. Spectre Divide is this genre-evolving, competitive 3 vs 3 tactical shooter driven by what the developer calls duality. Here you get to use duality to control 2 bodies in real time, letting you defend 2 sites at once. It's some complicated shit, but it adds an extra level of strategy to these types of games. Here you master tactical gunplay and an arsenal of futuristic tech to achieve infamy. You know, you cannot argue that this bad boy looks pretty juicy, but I have something to say. When this bad boy was originally released, it launched with a full cash shop, servers that don't work and no ranked gameplay. I mean, glad you have your priorities straight, Mr. Developer, and most likely why the game is sitting in with mixed reviews, because I actually don't think that it deserves it. But you reap as you sow, something like that. And I think that pretty much sums up the entire week in relation to free games. It's at least everything I had for you in this one. Now, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch my video. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe if you haven't, like, yeah, why not? Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.